Hello, Twin Minds here. Welcome back to Autonauts. I am going to move all of the farms today. I've been kind of dreading it, and it's taken me a lot of thought and effort to try to figure out how I want it to look, where I want everything to go, and I think I've got it. This is kind of the tentative plan. These little squared farm sections. The idea behind these being a slightly bigger space. So instead of the current 5x5 that I've got, it's a 7x7 internal space with a little bit cut out for hopefully movement. Hopefully they won't be cutting across the farms as much. So that leaves 4 segments of 9, which is 36, which is slightly more than what I've got currently. So that will expand the farms ever so slightly, and I have a plan of how I want everything to go and where I want it to go, using the lovely planning feature here. And ultimately, I'm going to have 6 of these farms here. You'll see I already cut out the coconut farm with my coconut tower going here. That is actually because I did some research and found out coconuts are not a food product at all in this game, which I found kind of odd. But also, there's very little purpose to them. And we'll cover them later, but these guys are ultimately just going to go into storage, and when I need to plant a coconut tree, I will plant a coconut tree. But for right now, I don't need them at all in the farm or anywhere else. Now, the 6 here will be the 6 main crops: pumpkin, carrot, apple, berry, weeds, and mushrooms. And the wheat is going to get its own section over here, because I believe I'll need more of it and or faster. I'm not sure, but either way, I kind of like its own separate thing. It's fine. I also have it a little bit staggered here, because I plan on doing my main thoroughfare is this road here, going straight across there, and in between I'm going to have a little decorative rest stop slash town center kind of situation, where I plan to put all of the various implements that they need for these farms closer at hand than having them go all the way into here. So that's kind of the tentative plan for the farm area. And the animals, unfortunately, are going to have to get evicted, because obviously I planned over their current space. So I'm going to evict them down into the lower section here. And actually, let's do that right now. Perfect. That covers most of them except for these 2, which I'm not entirely sure why they're not going. But I'll have to boot them over there myself, I suppose. Get. You're not getting. Oh, that's because the entire herd ate everything immediately. Great. Good to know. That's fine. Well, let's get those guys down there. And then if I look at my plan again, I need at the very least this much space, but preferably built down to here. So let's do that. In fact, let me turn these on permanently for now. So right around here is where one of the corners is going to be, just like this. Alright, so the whole herd has moved up a little bit. I have to wait for them to shift back down a little bit. And that's going to have to be right here. Yeah, that looks right. So I'm going to have to dig out a couple of these grass blocks here so I can block that off and get the animals out of there. Let's do that. Give me shovel. Where's my shovels? Right, I keep having a bot sitting on my shovels. Alright, the animals are proving as much of a nuisance as I thought they might. And this is fine. This will get them out of my territory as soon as I finish digging up all the stuff they like. Get out of here. Alright. So then, we can just fence this off for now. Now the chickens are going to be a bit of a manual move, but that's fine. I just need to delete those things. I can't delete that yet. Or can I? I can. Great. I can delete that. Okay, chickens. I need you to be elsewhere. I think I'll just throw them over here for now. So let me get them moved by hand here. Alright, a bit of final movement of the last chicken there, and we're good. I can also move the egg box over here. And maybe I will call over Eggbot to do his thing. No, okay, you can pick up the rest of the eggs. I was going to do that anyway, so thank you for volunteering to help. Great, so he's just going to sit there attempting to put them in there. He can't because it's full, so I'm going to have to move out the rest of the eggs. And then we can delete some of these. Now, ultimately, I'm going to have these yellow brick roads, crude roads technically, down in between the buildings just in case I need another path to go through everything. I did not leave a path here, but I've got that covered. Don't worry about it. We'll get there in a bit. But the building of the farms is really just going to go like this. But before I do all of that, just to keep this out of the way, I need to get rid of the farms. So let's hide this mess. I need to get rid of these farms. So my current plan, just to get everything out of the way, is to move a box. And then once that box is moved, I will take all of the related bots, which you can actually do with a click drag. Tell them all to stop, and then come to me. So I won't lose track of all my various bots and who's doing what and how they're managing it. I also need to do that for my chefs and whatnot. So let's, I don't know, move all this chefy stuff up here for now. Yeah, that'll do. These guys need to stop and come to me. These guys need to stop and come to me. Great. Now, most of the other bots are still, or rather, are now disabled. I have already disabled most of them to stop as much of the production as I could. The only ones I didn't disable were the weeds, because I was still using them over here to make string, but they can be stopped now. The only ones that aren't disabled beyond that are the ones that are meant to do the harvesting. If I change up their condition and change it to if it is full, dig everything up. He didn't have a shovel in his hand. He's going to get one. We'll wait for him to return. There he is, back to do his job digging up the mushrooms. So he's going to clear the mushroom field for me, and I'm going to do the same for the rest of them, while also moving all their friends over here. The rest of the mushroom bots are coming this way. Very slowly, apparently. Fine. So, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of that, and maybe set it up as a time lapse to see how long it takes for him to clear that out. Sure, let's do that. And we're mostly done here. As you can see, various items have been disappearing over time. That ultimately seems to happen as a cleanup measure for if you've got a bunch of automation going on, it doesn't stack up a whole bunch of extra stuff. So if it's something that the bots dug up or hasn't been touched, the items will despawn over time, which is why you might have seen me grab some of the carrot seeds just to have them. So since I've touched them and I've stacked them, they're not ever going to despawn, at least from my experience. So, just in case I didn't want to lose all of my various carrot seeds, I could obviously remake them, but it'd be a lot easier if I just had them. So I have them. We do still have some cleanup to do. I had kicked in my lumberjack team here that I've been using to clear out various areas, and looks like they mostly did their own thing. For whatever reason. Where did he go? Where did he go? I had one digging up the stumps, as you can see clearly worked just fine, and I had a second one digging or filling in the holes. Is this him? Oh, it didn't edit. I tried to edit it, but it didn't save. I didn't push the right button, I'm sure. So now he is going to go back and fill in those holes, which is perfect. And then I can repurpose this guy. I do need to teach him, so let me go grab a shovel for myself quick. So, stop, learn, dig up berry bush. And that dig up berry bush can go instead of the tree stump. And I've been moving this stuff outside of the repeat loop so I don't have to relearn it. It's been kind of handy, actually. So now, you, sir, just dig up all those berry bushes. Get to it. So that's another piece of cleanup that we still have to do here. I also need to move most of these items out of the way because you can't really build a lot of stuff while they're still there. But we can do some things here. Nope, because my berries are still there. I can do up to there. That's a start. Now this little thing here, I kind of forgot that I built that. That is actually a template, basically, just to give me kind of an idea how big this was, so that if I wanted to replicate something building-wise like this on the other side of this road, I could do that. Might not, I haven't decided yet, but I'll keep the template around. I don't know, right there, sure, why not? But that frees up my space, so that I can have these things ready to go. So now we can do the building of the actual farm, so let's do some of that. So that is the temporary template for a farm, and it's relatively easy to build, but I am remembering all this extra work I did to dig out the grass from these areas. I was doing that because I thought usable space was dirt. That was a very early on mentality for me, but I have since learned that A, bots move faster on grass, and B, I just like the look of the grass more under some circumstances. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill in some of these little gaps here with grass. Luckily, I saved a lot of it because I didn't know what I was going to do with it. So I'm going to take that there, and I'm going to come in and fill in a couple of these holes. And then I can take something like this and move you out of the way for now. That'll do, so that I can fill in the rest of this little gap area. Now, I don't believe I need to do that for everything in order to look nice. So, for example, up at the top left corner there, you can see that there is some dirt. If I put down the farm, that dirt actually changes to kind of a lighter colored dirt. A little bit hard to see with the color overlay there, but trust me, it's there. And that means that the fences actually kind of overlay their own visuals under it. So I don't necessarily need to worry about that. And no one's going to be walking on it anyway. So that means I don't need to fill in the areas that are on these borders. And obviously I'm going to need to dig up some from within here and here. So let me get the foundations for these laid, and then we'll see where I need to clean up. Alright, so that is the basic foundation of the farms laid. Obviously I still have to do the grass work, but it's mostly done. I think I just like the look of the grass under the crude stone tracks here, more so than the dirt. Might leave one or the other, I haven't decided yet. These two are already pretty much 100% dirt, so it doesn't look as odd as something like this where it's half and half. So maybe I'll change one of these to grass, one of them to dirt. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I haven't decided yet, but I'm not overly concerned about it. I had to move a couple things out of the way, as you saw there, but we're just about finished. And then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig out the grass from these areas so we can get prepared to plant some crops. How about I do that with our shovel bot over here who just finished doing the berries. So you are going to learn grass digging, and we're going to do that in this area here. And ideally, he's not going to be able to touch the grass under the rocks, so he should only do these 4 squares. 8 squares. Yes, 8. There are 8 there. Okay, that looks fine. And then I'm going to, while he's doing that, I'm going to pick up after him and move them to fill in these gaps, because I think I like the grass look better. So we'll fill in these gaps here, and I might eventually shift these. I'm not sure if it matters at the moment, but I might eventually do it. And I suppose while all that's happening, I can pick and choose which crops are going to go where. So how about mushrooms and weeds over here, because it'll be the easiest. And that'll be a good start. So mushrooms are you, and weeds are you. Weed box mushroom, weed mushroom. Sure, I think that'll be fine. So a couple of the bots moved over because their task is to follow this box around and make sure it's full of weeds. So they're just fine. These guys, however, need to all be edited. Actually, everyone needs to be edited, really. So you have a new location that you're going to look at. And I'm just going to tell you to go. And he's immediately starting to plant weeds wherever there is free space. And he's going to go to the box to do the rest. So, let's see. I need to edit your space to look for weeds in a different location. Perfect. Harold and Kumar here also need to have their positions changed. Alright, I think my weed group is ready to go. They are doing their duty. Everyone's got their new positions for where they're looking for stuff. Everything seems good. I think. It seems fine. I'm sure it's going great. Oh, right. Harold and Kumar. I had edited you to start working when the box is full, just to get that cleared out. So you guys need to be edited back to look for when the box is not full, so that those weeds can get dug and fill up that box again. That's an important piece I almost missed. Alright, I think we're good. Harold, Kumar, Cheech, Chong, and Snoop all doing their business. Alright, almost done here. We'll finish off the last couple bits, and then we'll set up the mushroom guys. Here we go. So now the mushroom guys need to be set up to do their job. After I recharge my grass digger so he can continue. Great, so mushroomers, they were over here. They all need to have a new location pointed. There we go. All the mushroomers are now configured and they're going to start doing their work as soon as space becomes available. Alright, my grass digger here has finished that task, so let's go ahead and move him over. He's going to move over here and clear up those spaces so we can get planting more crops. Meanwhile, I'm going to clean up this a little bit, probably by hand, just because I feel like it. Is the only answer I really have to that. And that will let me build up this little intermediate space here. Alright, so we are all done cleaning up here, and all of this grass is cleared out, so I'm going to start on the next set of crops. And in fact, that's actually going to be... I think I'm going to do apples and berries here. And that means I need to teach him how to do that. I'm going to teach him how to at least dig. Because I don't have any bots set up to dig and plant berries and apples because they didn't ever need to be. So we just have to do a quick teach. Tell him how to dig holes. He just needs to dig the holes. I'll get around and planting them at some point. Get to work, sir. So he's just going to dig all the holes he possibly can, and I'll fill him in with the various fruits afterward. I think I'm going to do apples and berries, like so. Now for right here, I wanted to have an intermediate spot. And that's going to be, what, 3x3? Something like that. We can even have those fenced in. And I haven't entirely decided what I want to go here, but I might do the bees. I'm still not sure on that just yet, because I still wanted to have the spot for all of these. So if I grab all of these, actually the only ones I need are... no, I need all of these. All 5 of these. So all 5 of these need to go right about here. And I could easily just put them right on that line. But also I need to do road leading into here. Now, these are going to be all the various tools. I'll have to pretty this up at some point. I don't like it currently. But we'll get there. We'll get there to something usable. For right now, though, I just need to teach every single bot to grab from these boxes instead of from over here. I'm not going to do that right now because that's just a lot of tedious work because I have to go through every single bot and reteach them where to grab their stuff from. It's not pretty. Trust me. All that stuff you saw me configure the first time around, I got to do it essentially all over again. I might even do some bot upgrades in between here since I've got to redo half their programming anyway. But I don't think I want to do that on camera here. That seems like a lot of extra work that I don't need to make you guys sit through. Farm design seems a little bit more exciting. Now, apples are going to go here, berries are going to go here. That means over here is going to be pumpkins and carrots. And then the wheat is going to go over here. I think. I'm pretty sure. I haven't decided if I'm going to put the wheat here or elsewhere whenever I figure out where my kitchen's going to go. I think my kitchen's going to go right around here, but again, haven't decided on that just yet. So, TBD on that, I suppose. I still have thinking to do. Let me go ahead and clean up all of the cereal off of here. I'll just, I don't know, put it somewhere for now. We'll probably have another leaning tower of cereal as soon as I'm done with that. I'll clear this off, and then we'll get set up with the carrots and the pumpkins next. Alright, carrots are going to go here. Pumpkins are going to go down below where I've got those boxes. So let me get those gone. Oh, I never put the thing under there. Who knew? So, pumpkin and pumpkin seed right there. So I need, is it you guys? You guys. These are my Peter crew. So all of these guys need to have new locations. Alright. That covers all of... That covers me putting all of the pumpkins in the spot that I didn't plan for them to go to. So I'm just going to move those boxes a little bit. It'll be fine. No one had to know that that happened. Except for you, because I'm not going to cut it out. Alright, so the carrots are next. I just need to point them to their new home as well. Does that cover all of my carrot people? There we go. Found my last carrot guy. So, carrot crop needs to go over to here. And if it's not full... Now it is technically full. So a lot of this stuff isn't necessarily going to happen until after we start using some of this stuff. So I might grab a few just to make sure it is kick-started. That should be fine. Alright, so we have pumpkins being planted. We have carrots started. I do believe I have to move these carrot seeds into the patch for the bot to go pick them up. There he comes. Just want to make sure he does his job. Great, he's doing his job. Perfect. Alright. So that is a majority of the farm move. The only ones that I haven't taken care of are the coconuts, which are going to come in the future at some point whenever I happen to need them, and the wheat, which I don't need currently, and I have to figure out where I want that exactly. It might go exactly where I have it planned. I might flop it to be vertical instead of horizontal orientation. I might move it elsewhere entirely depending on where the kitchen ends up. So we'll see. I will go ahead and get all of these apple and berry things planted. I'll make sure that my bots are all doing exactly what they should do, and I will get them used to their new storage location. I'm also going to have to set up something to transport all of those. That might be another time. That might happen off camera. I haven't decided yet. We'll figure it out. So that will be it for right now. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.